Hello everyone, it's Hudson here once again, and this is the follow-up to the video that I did about a year ago, I think, about writing bots for Twitch in Node.js. So, since the last video, the library that we were using became deprecated and is not available on npm anymore. But there is another one coming from the same person or the same team of people. The new library is called TMI.js, and it is used to interface Twitch chat through Node.js. So you basically probably want to watch the previous video on how to make your bot Twitch account, which is pretty much the same as you make a normal account, and how to generate an OAuth password, because that hasn't changed much. Also, you're going to want to get yourself Node and npm packages on whatever system you're using. If you are on Windows, you probably, you just go to Node.js.org and download the newest Node. If you're on Linux, you're going to want to download the following packages. You're going to want to download Node.js Legacy and npm. So that's what you're gonna do in Linux, and if you're on Mac, you're gonna have to figure this one out yourself because I don't use one. So once you have Node.js and once you have npm installed, you're ready to go. You're also gonna need text editor of some sort. I'm gonna be using Atom, and you're also going to need some basic knowledge of JavaScript, which is not really difficult. So, alright. So we're going to begin by making a new directory, and I'm going to call this one tutorial. And in this directory, you're going to want to make a package JSON file for your bots, and I'm going to, you do that by typing in the console npm init. So this is going to create this. You just press enter a couple of times and then you're good. And also you're going to want to add the required dependencies. So in this case, we're going to make npm install, and you're going to want to add tmi.js. So this is going to install, hopefully. And you also want to install, I'm going to do this with the sudo, npm install nodemon. And you're going to want to install this one globally. Global. So you type in this command. I've already done that, so I'm not going to do this again. And that's basically it for what you need to get started. So next, I'm going to pull up my browser here. So you're going to want to go to Twitch. Log out from your normal account and log in into your bot. So I've already got mine here.
The longer G1 wait, the better this is for...
Hush. And you're going to log in. And then here in the documentation, you can find... Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go to... here. You can do this through Google. This is the same site you use for generating OAuth as you did before, so this hasn't changed. You're gonna connect this one with Twitch, and you're gonna get your auth here. So you're gonna want to keep this open for a second because it's gonna be useful. Alright, so now you're gonna want to open your text editor. As I said, I'm gonna be using Atom. So I'm gonna close the terminal and I'm gonna open Atom. It's gonna take a second. Okay, I'm gonna close this off, and here I'm gonna make a new actually no. We're gonna go to File and Add Project folder, and you're gonna find the directory that you just created. So it's gonna be tutorial. And then you're gonna go to your package.json file, and here is basically the package file for Node.js. You can change the information here if you want to. I don't really want to bother. The only thing I'm going to change is change the main from index.js to app.js because that's what I prefer to use. But that's completely up to you. So then you're going to go to here, create new file, and we're going to call this app.js. Okay. So the next part is going to be writing the main file for your bot. So first we're going to require the TMI.js. So, well, we're going to need it. We're going to be using it. So that's, of course, what we're going to do. Then we're going to make the options object, which is going to hold our configs. You could probably do this in another module. I'm not going to bother. So we're going to create a new object, and here are the things that you're going to need. So in this object, we're going to create another object, and this one's going to be called options as well. Optis, no, that's options. There we go. And here we're going to set debug to true. Because we want to have the console input. We want to have as much console output as we can. If you don't set this, basically the bot, I suppose, is not going to output as much stuff to console as it would with debug on. Next, in the connection options, we're going to add a connection object, and here we're going to set reconnect to true. So if there's an error, our bot gets disconnected, we're going to set this to true. Then in identity, here we're going to set the username of our bot. So you want this to be all lowercase probably. So I'm going to set it like that. And then password. Here is where you want to paste your OAuth. However, here's the thing. If you're going to want to, for instance, put your bots on GitHub, you can't really do that because then people are going to be able to see your OAuth and use your bots for nasty stuff. So you don't want to do that. If you're not going to be putting your bots on GitHub and making it open source in any way, then you're fine. You can put your OAuth here. However, if you're going to do that, you're going to want to create a new file, and I'm going to call this one .js. And the only thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to set exports password, and I'm going to set the OAuth here, like that. So what we're gonna make here, so what's happening here is we've basically made another module that we're going to link here, and then you want to set this file to be ignored by GitHub. And then you probably want to add a comment here to describe what you're doing and what the other person needs to, or for anyone who's going to download the repository, has to do to make the bot work. So here we're going to import this. We're going to set this one to var auth equal require. So we're going to require this file, and then in password, instead of putting a string here, we're just going to go. Here we go. So that's this, and then last but not least, we're going to do channels. And this is an array, so we're gonna add our channel here. Sneeze was coming. Anyway, all right, so that's basically it for the config. Then we're gonna have to create a client variable. and we're going to connect to the server. And that's about it. That's the bare bones of our bot. So now I'm gonna open up terminal. I'm gonna not npm nodemon. So we're gonna run nodemon, and as you can see here in the debug, it's gonna connect to Twitch. It's gonna send authentication to server, connect, and join our channel. So that's about it when it comes down to connecting your bots. Now, as with most Node applications, the TMI is event-driven as opposed to anything else. So this has many more advantages over the basic peasant approach of making bots on, for instance, MIRC. Because you can link every single Node module to this bot, and it can make use of it if you can code it properly. So you can do a lot of things here. You can connect it to Express and make a web page with your bot. You can connect it to Electron and write a front end in this way. There are many really nice possibilities. So if you go to the TMI.js documentation, you can find all the events that exist in the library. So we're gonna look at a few basic ones, and the first one I'm gonna show you is the chat event. So we're gonna add a new event here. We're gonna call it client on chat, and then the documentation has the old JS syntax. Since we have ES6 now, I'm gonna use the new one. So we're gonna have a function here, and this takes 4 arguments. So this is channel, user, message, and self. Okay. So channel outputs the channel that the message is sent on. User is the user object, which has several properties that are all available in the documentation. Message is the message string, and self is true false if this message was sent by the bot. So first thing we're gonna do is if it's sent by the bot, so if self is true, then we're gonna just return and ignore anything that happens. I'm gonna open up Twitch and my channel so we can see how everything works. So I suppose I'm just gonna slide this over here. Like this, perhaps. There's gonna be a bit of a mess here. Okay. Actually, I probably don't really need this, right? I'm just gonna take the pop-up and I'm gonna pop up the chat. Hey, that makes sense. I'm competent. Okay, so here's a chat. Right, and I'm currently logged in as my bot, which is probably not ideal, but that's fine. We're not gonna really need that in any way. Okay. So what can we do here? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna probably want to log as myself. So you're gonna give me a second here. And we're gonna be able to actually see what we're posting. Okay, lovely. I'm gonna pop up the chat again. Let's have a look. Hi. Yes, I'm logged in as myself. Wonderful. And as you can see here in the console, you can find the information. This is basically the way this works is pretty similar to how Node Twitch IRC works. So for instance, if you're gonna want to create a command, you're gonna make an if, and if channel is equal to my channel. So we're just gonna make a global if here that's gonna only work for my channel. And then if message is equal to, for instance, ping, we're gonna go client, again, I'm gonna refer to the documentation. Here we have commands in the documentation. Oh, it's client say, okay. So in client say you go, this takes 2 arguments, and this is the channel and then the message. So we're gonna the message is gonna be pong. Okay, I'm gonna save this and let's test it. Lovely, it works. So then you can make moderator messages. So for instance, well, actually, moderator is gonna be a bit tough, I think. Actually, hold on. I think we may do this like this. So if user mod, actually, if message is equal to mod ping, and user is a mod, then we're gonna go client say channel mod pong. And this is not going to work. I am slightly confused. Oh yeah, of course. Because double equals. I am smart. Sorry, it's been a long day. Yeah, there we go. This is not gonna work, but if I mod myself on my own channel, then it's gonna work. So this is one thing that's a bit weird with Twitch. It doesn't really, by default, set the broadcaster as the mod, even though you have all the mod powers as the broadcaster. So you're gonna have to do this before you really can do much. In the previous version, this was resolved in a really getaway of making a mod list, and then you updated the mod list each time a new moderator was added. This was a really unclean way of doing stuff, and I'm really glad that this has been addressed. So the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create a broadcaster message, so only if the broadcaster sends it. So we're gonna set this to broad ping. And here we're gonna go to user badges, because you determine the broadcaster by this badge here, and you can address pretty much all of the badges that you've got, and they're all in the documentation. So, hey. So we're gonna go client say broad pong. Alright, so let's test all of them. If I go ping, it's gonna go pong. If I go mod ping, it's gonna go mod pong. And if I go broad ping, it's gonna go broad pong, because I'm all of the things possible. If you're logged as a non-broadcaster or a non-mod, some of those commands would not work. So that's basically it. If you need more information, of course, I would suggest you refer to the TMI.js documentation, because it has all of this stuff over there. This is a pretty easy way to make really simple like information bot for your channel. You can do it this way. Of course, Node.js is an incredibly powerful framework that you can use to make anything. I am pretty sure that the buffbot, which many popular streamers use, is actually made on Node.js. I'm not sure, but it could be. And I'm pretty sure you could make easily something like this in Node.js if you had the knowledge and the time. So I suppose that's it. That's going to be it for this tutorial, and I hope to see you some other time. Goodbye.